she's got to move on, and this is what she does.
This temple has trained many, many young rabbis who have gone off and had their own wonderful congregations all over.
Of course, I know. I've been part of the temple for a long time. I've watched them come and go, but
many, many years.
The ones you just really like, it's always hard. I mean, I've liked all of them. They're always wonderful people at Shalom. So did anyone get out and enjoy the weather today? The gorgeous weather?
Oh yeah, I went out to lunch.
Yeah.
Day. Very pretty.
Okay.
So
if it started on time, it wouldn't be Temple Shalom.
That's true. That's true for many.
It won't start too late.
Years are we in this temple? 38 years?
Something like
38 years, yeah. Yeah.
38. You 38?
Yeah, 38.
I'm 34. I'm 34.
34 for you.
Well,
I'm only 26. I'm the youngster.
That goes back to when I was in high school, 38 years, 34 years.
I've been there a lot longer.
Yeah.
I've been there over 80 years.
Wow.
That's it.
Checkerboard.
That's it.
What
He's only 60.
I was confirmed
Checkerboard.
Huh?
64.
Oh,
Checkers on a checkerboard.
We have somebody to play. He's wearing gray shorts. He's got a black polo shirt on.
Oops.
Yeah, you We're on our way to one. We're on a residential street. To a jewel. Well, jewel's not far.
happened to Joe.
Got his toes out.
There.
Yes, he was under.
We're really late tonight. Yeah.
What they find?
The clock is.
Or they forgot to link us in.
Oh, they're open. Yeah. They will melt right now.
So they did X-rays on your hips and your back.
Went off. Oh, there we go. Music.
Shabbat shalom, everybody, because I'm sure they're
Shabbat
going to.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Find it.
Wait, what'd you do? Okay, move it down all the way.
Did you see Michelle Obama's wife, mother died?
Okay, all right, okay. So take it down a little bit quieter so they can hear themselves. Wait till they hear how beautiful they sound. Okay, so try it with me. I want you to hear yourselves. Then we're gonna know that this place is super ridiculously crowded right now, Rabbi Singer. You draw quite a crowd. We love you. Oh. You can do better than that. Yeshua. Ozi. V'zimratya. Vayehi li lishua. I'll take care of the microphone.
That was like the big
It was a mic drop.
swinging,
That's
like-
a mic drop, guys. You finally saw one.
Oh, friends, it is so nice to be here, especially with such a full sanctuary today. I don't know if you felt it this week. For me, it felt like there was a big change. Memorial Day happened and boom, it was summer. All of a sudden, the schools were letting out, things were changing, religious school was over. We actually had a Sunday morning to spend with family. It was a whole different experience. And it's an experience about looking forward for the summer. What am I going to do this summer? Where am I going to go travel? What am I going to do and take advantage of Chicago? But also, in addition to looking forward, we also spend some time reflecting on where we've been. Especially spending time reflecting on where we have been brought by Rabbi Singer. In this week's Torah portion, we have this moment of gifts being made in the sanctuary. It spends about 2 chapters full of what gifts are made to the sanctuary. Gift after gift after gift after gift. And it feels like so many here are here this particular Shabbat because they have received those gifts literally in the sanctuary. They have received those gifts that have been brought by Rabbi Singer. And then, when this Torah portion ends, this is the last Torah portion of the book of Leviticus. And so, at the end of reading the Torah portion, we all say together, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. I love that some people joined in with me in that. Meaning, be strong, and we will be strengthened. We know that this is a community that goes from strength to strength. From incredible rabbis, we gain that strength. And from incredible rabbis, we learn what it means to build community together. And so, let's do just that. Let's build some community. I want to invite you to turn in front, behind, left, right, and introduce yourself. Wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Take a moment. We have so many honorees tonight. For our candle blessings, we get the honor of, in honor of Zoe's upcoming bat mitzvah, we're going to invite up the Lobato family, Naomi and Danny and Jasmine and Zoe, to join us on the bima. And in honor of Rabbi Singer, we're inviting up Nia Crosley, Robin Ashbaugh, Marit and Haley Sosnoff, Pam Bonding, Joan Field, Cindy Bergstein, Amy Kleinman, Paula Pergamont, and Kevin Miner. So if you'd all come join us on the Bima to help us bring in the light of Shabbat. And while they're doing that, I'm also going to invite up for Kiddush, which will be right afterwards, to join us in the middle, Nathan Lamp, Lily Kornblum, Lily and Judah Ginsburg. So we are all, if there's still people sitting in the congregation, okay, good. We are all joining on page 120 for lighting the candles.
Oh, it's open to the right page. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Zoe, we're so excited about your upcoming bat mitzvah. And for everyone else, you're up here because we appreciate the work that you have done with Rabbi Singer. So thank you so much for all that you have done to bring to Temple Sholem. So we're going to join Lily, and Judah on page 123 as we rise for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahav ratzon hinhilanu Zikaron lemase bereshit ki hu yom tehila lemidraet kodesh zeher letziat Mitzrayim ki banu v'harta ve'otanu kidashta mikol halamim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Mazel tov, Zoe.
You gotta have a little apple juice, grape juice to get ready.
Friends, we may be seated.
Thank you. Be careful on those stairs, Judah. Good job.
We're going to turn ahead to page 138, where we're going to find Lecha Dodi, our prayer of welcoming the Sabbath bride into our space. So as we do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, on that 9th verse, we're going to turn and face the center aisle as if welcoming the Sabbath bride down the aisle.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikavela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litila Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ולכה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשה בתחילה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום התרד בלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמונה עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
We may be seated.
And speaking of brides, we have a very special wedding blessing for Mandy, our bride, and Josh, our groom. If you would come to this bima here. And I want to share how perfect it is that you have this beloved community who is here supporting your beloved union. And how wonderful it is that you are doing this ofruf, that you are coming together like this at the end of one book, and then you're going to be getting married at the time of we're just beginning a new book. So we're closing one book, but as we do so, as Rabbi Gelman had shared with us, we say chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Why do we do that? Because we want to make sure that we're recognizing what we just went through, what we just learned already, and being able to fully claim that on its own, chazak. And with each of you, you were powerful, amazing people before you met each other. You have strength and grace and humor and goodness that just oozes from you. And we all have loved being in your individual presences. And when you found each other, did we feel that? Chazak. And so, you're getting married at a time where it's going to be a new book, the book that gets its whole way of being from not only the way that it goes into the wilderness, but also the way that we recognize that we now are becoming a different people, one that understands where we stand in the world, that we go through a wilderness, but we have something sacred at our center. That's who the two of you are for each other. Your love not only gels the two of you together, but we feel it, and we feel strengthened. V'nit chazek. So may you always find the strength in each other, find that beautiful grace of love that you have been so lucky to find in each other, and cherish it with everything you have, with every way in which you both disagree and find ways to lift each other up always. So it's in this way that we would like to bless you with the threefold benediction. First time of the night, but not the last. We'll invite you, if you want, to join us in blessing this beautiful couple. We'll invite you, if you want, to put your hands up in prayer so that God's light can shine on them through all of us. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseh lecha shalom. May you continue to feel lifted by a divine presence, understanding that the great love that you have is a beautiful embodiment of that presence. May you find yourselves together even when you're apart. And may you always, always with this great love, find peace. Amen.
Amen.
Simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov.
We're going to turn back in our Sidurim to page 146 for our Baruch Hu as we rise in body or in spirit.
Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai.
Page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hashem Kivod Malchuto Leolam.
We may be seated.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Emet.
Emet. We turn to page 158 for Micha Mocha. It says the Yai Bye Bye Bim Bim version on our sheet. So hopefully I think it is one we'll all be able to participate very joyously in.
That's what my intention was.
Yes.
To make you feel a little joy.
Ya ba ba bim bim bam, ya ba 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 bim bam, ya ba ba bim bim bam, ya ba 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 bim bam.
kindly reached out this week and asked if there were any melodies that I would prefer. And I said, please just do all of the fun ones. So thank you, Cantor Ben David.
And what did I write back? I feel you. I get it.
Yes. We turn to page 160 for Hashkivenu, where we imagine God spreading protection around us like a blanket, like a hug, like this extraordinary community.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmot Zeiteinu Uvoeinu Lechaim Ushalom Be'ata Ve'ad Olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
We turn to page 162 for Yismechu.
This one I did do.
This one is a real, we share a love. It involves snapping, it involves
But
clapping.
I don't know any of those things. And when you do the oi, 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 whatever it is you do,
Great.
do it.
Okay, but please, you have to help me. We're going to
This
snap
is
and
the
clap
Hasidic
together.
version. Yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'kadeshei shavi Shabbat. Kulam yisma'u v'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat. Oy, oy, yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashta Shabbat. Chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Oy, oy, yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh sheli Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh b'reishit Shabbat. Oy, oy, yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat.
Thank you. Ideal. With all of that joy in our hearts, we rise in body and in spirit for our Amidah. We are on page 166.
Sifatai tifta. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מחכה חיים וחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. מחיי הכל, אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל HaKadosh.
We take time now for deep breaths, for quiet thought, for contemplation, to let anything that is still bothering us or sitting with us from the week roll off of our backs just a little bit. I invite you to stand quietly, and when you're done, please be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועמו
This is a week where, once again, the world has revealed to us its unbelievable capacity for heartbreaking violence and sorrow. This is a week where people found themselves witness to extraordinary loss and violence in Rafah, where tens of thousands of Israelis are still displaced, are still looking for family or worrying about where they're going to live, where are their homes, where millions of people around the world felt like people don't understand me, people aren't hearing my fear, people aren't seeing my sorrow. We know that so many Jewish people feel this way. This was also a week where I called a Lyft on one day on my way home from Temple Shalom, and I happened to be picked up by a Palestinian Lyft driver. And it was a little bit uncomfortable at first because he was picking me up from a synagogue, and you could tell that he felt, like he didn't know where to begin. He just said, "Where are you from?" And we jumped into a conversation where he told me about his heartbrokenness, and I told him about mine. And he said, "You know that we have a text in our tradition that says if you end one life, it's like you end an entire universe." And I said, "We actually have that exact same text in our tradition." And he said, "Did you know that Hebrew and Arabic are very closely related languages?" I said, "Yes." And we talked about the beginning of the stories of our people. And at the end of the ride, I said the only words that I could remember, which were "Salam alaikum." And I got out of the car, and he stopped, reversed back down the one-way street that I lived on, rolled down his window, and said, "Shalom aleichem." And he said, "I hope we'll meet again." So it was a real reminder that what is so important is the interactions we have with one another. That when we have these interactions, we remember that healing is possible. I want us to send prayers of healing to every person in our world who needs them, people around the world, people in our families, our friends, people who are having a really hard time right now. If there's someone you're thinking of whose name you'd like to share out loud, please do so as I pass my hand around the room. We hold them in our hearts. We are on page 371 for Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Makor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Misheberach Imotenu Makor HaBracha Yavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body and the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen.
Rabbi Singer, could you tell when I when I gave you that eye contact just now, I was really saying, don't go.
That's what I was thinking too.
And the way that you led the Mishaberach in a way where your very teaching was healing, those are just some of the reasons why we don't want you to go. But if you're going to go, you might as well go to Congregation Emmanuel in San Francisco. We'll visit you often. And of course, we celebrate our great Rabbi Singer on a week in which we encounter a Torah portion that perfectly summarizes the great miracle of what it is to be a Jew, or to be intimately tied to the Jewish community, and to be in relationship with God and with each other. Of course, Rabbi Singer, it's b'shert that this is the night that we celebrate you. So in preparation for celebrating our great rabbi, come with me for a few moments on a stroll through a few powerful verses of Torah, starting with verse 9 in chapter 26 of Leviticus. We hear now from God speaking, saying, Ufaniti alechem, I will turn to you and make you fertile and multiply you, and I will keep my covenant with you. V'hid halachti b'tochechem, and I'll walk among you, and I will be your God, and you will be my people. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out from the land of narrow straits, to be enslaved no more, who broke the bars of your injustice and helped you to stand tall. Our Torah portion assures us that God, the majesty, the mystery, the meaning in the universe, turns toward us and sees us and helps us grow and cares for us so deeply that we're bound together. God, or the majesty or the mystery or the meaning of the universe, walks among us and holds us dear. And that majesty and mystery and meaning, well, not only did that force free us once from the narrowest of straits, the land of Mitzrayim, but continues to help us to stand tall in this world, no matter how downtrodden we feel. And while these verses in the Torah encapsulate beautifully how precious it is to be part of the Jewish community, these words can feel just like words until someone comes along, a great leader, who makes them real for us, who shows us through her actions that we are seen in a meaningful way in this universe, that we are part of a community that helps us grow in a divine light. She reminds us that we are cared for deeply, and she reminds us of how we can be free and walk upright in this world, standing tall and reaching out our hands to one another. She makes us feel our preciousness of being alive and of being ourselves. And each of you has your own Rabbi Singer stories, many of them. I have too many to count. I remember the night she shared with all of us more about her great gift for creating prayer and then teaching us how to do it on our own. Do you remember this? Rosh Hashanah 5783 in the evening. And in her inimitable fashion, she shared a self-deprecating story of when, as a rabbinical student, she spent a summer as a chaplain in a hospital and was charged with praying for and with hospital patients. And she explained how she did this.
So this is how it would work. I would take a deep breath, and I would say, "Dear God." And sometimes they would say, "Well, let's do it, but let's not use the word God." Or one guy said, "I don't like the word God, let's use Steve." So I said, "Dear God," or "Dear thing in the universe that makes life feel meaningful," or "Dear Steve," this person in front of me is so brave, and they're scared too. Please let them know that they are not alone, that there are people out there, their friends, their family, myself, who are cheering them on and who are sending them love every step of the way, even when they're not in the room. Please let them feel that love when they're scared. Please let them see how beautiful they are. Please let them feel their own strength.
That's our Rabbi Singer. And do you remember that night, how then she and the cantor, they led us to pray in that same way?
May I be safe. May I be free. May I find space to just be me. Can you hear our soul? Can you hear our soul? May I find my way back home. Can you hear our soul? Can you hear our soul? May you find your way back home.
And with our own voices, we recognized our strength and our bravery. Singing together, we felt a little less alone in this world. We felt loved. With Rabbi Singer, we feel loved. And some of us have felt Rabbi Singer's warmth and wisdom in classrooms and in living rooms and in kitchens, whether the subject was Torah or ritual or babka. And for many of us, it's her genius for weaving them all together so seamlessly that compels us. And we feel invited in to connect more deeply with our faith and with each other. And she's disarmingly brilliant. And each of her sermons always is. Disarming only because most of them begin with how a 6th grade student gave her an especially hard time in a hilarious way. And disarming also because her brilliance is so deliberately accessible and accurate, while beautifully transcendent. And disarming because of her perfect humor and very imperfectly donned tallis. And disarming because we could not have imagined that a rabbi could be this smart and this good-hearted. Rabbi Singer has welcomed so many new Jews and their families into our community. And she has inspired our 6th grade B'nai Mitzvah and high school students to explore Judaism more deeply, and to their surprise love doing so with Rabbi Singer. Our 20s and 30s have found their place in our community through her work in Macomb. And the women of Temple Sholem have embarked on another era of blossoming creativity and impact with her guidance. And Rabbi Singer took such good care of our beloved Juliana Schaefer when she was alive, and has helped cement Juliana's incredible legacy of care with the Chesed Circle, reaching out to our congregants in their greatest times of need. And one of the great joys for many of us has been getting to know Rabbi Singer's partner, David, whom she met here in Chicago. We'll always have that. David is funny and smart and kind and has the good sense to love the heck out of Rabbi Singer. We're grateful that Rabbi Singer has found someone worthy of her. Rabbi Singer is a rabbi's rabbi and a true mensch. And she has made our community and the lives of everyone in it measurably better. Now it's time for her to do this for another community, and in time we'll love them too. But they're gonna love her from the start and learn from her and benefit from the way she lives the best of our Torah and the best of our faith. Rabbi Singer, may you continue to grow in and reflect God's light in our world, and may the deep care you share with others be reciprocated and restorative. And as you continue to respond to this crazy call in our covenant with God, the Jewish people, and humanity, may you stand tall in your lovably humble way and know how precious and cherished you are. And wherever you go, and no doubt you'll go far, may you always find your way back home. So now let's hear from the person we really came here to see, Rabbi Singer.
Like, whew, okay. That's really extraordinarily nice and wonderful. And this is amazing and also a little intense. So thank you. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Shabbat Shalom. Great, okay. I've had the pleasure over the last 4 years of working with countless B'nai Mitzvah students on their Divrei Torah, the teaching or speech delivered at their B'nai Mitzvah. Some of you are in the room right now. You're incredible. At Temple Sholom, our custom is that each child ends their teaching with a series of thank yous. They thank their parents, grandparents, tutor, rabbis, and friends. At first, I'll be honest, I did not love this custom. I was worried that the thank yous would seem rote and performative, making the B'nai Mitzvah feel a little bit more like the Oscars than an ancient ritual. But I realized over time that the opportunity to learn how to say thank you and to work on expressing genuine gratitude was perhaps one of the most important parts of the ceremony. When we discuss thank yous, almost every child agrees that a good thank you has to be specific. That when you're trying to express love towards someone who has given so much to you, you should probably work a little harder than saying something like, "Thank you so much, Mom. You are awesome." The writer Michael White writes that gratitude arises from paying attention, from being awake in the presence of everything that lives within and without us. Our ancestors agreed with this sentiment, and so rabbis over time have encouraged us to aim for 100 blessings per day so that we can live in that space of attention and presence. Temple Sholom, this is my opportunity to express immense love towards you by saying thank you. But like a young adult at a bat mitzvah who looks at everything she's been given and struggles to find the right words, I'm a little worried that I won't be able to properly convey how enormously grateful I am for the gifts I've been given here. So I'm going to do my best to be specific. I want to thank all of you for teaching me how to live with an attentive heart. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, in discussing how to pray, wrote that when your heart is attentive, your entire being can enter a prayer. This is a community where attentive hearts span far beyond prayer spaces into the everyday. It is so unusual to be greeted every day by a security team of attentive hearts who know the ins and outs of this congregation, who welcome religious school children by name, who I've seen go out of their way beyond anything listed in their job description to be gracious and supportive to community members in moments of need. Likewise, it's unusual to be part of a staff who pour their attentive hearts into their work, who spend so much time dreaming about how to build a loving and creative Jewish home for people of all ages, and then actually doing it. Thank you for being joyful partners in trying out new events and talking through ideas, for building 1,000 registration forms and responding to constant questions and setting tables and designing new graphics and processing reimbursements and decorating. Thank you for kindly and patiently restarting and restarting the Zoom calls so that people can study Torah with us from Nebraska and Omaha and England. Thank you for putting in the 1,000th falafel order and hunting for event supplies behind the stage and in the kitchen and in the basement and the stairwells until we find what we're looking for in yet another random room that we or I only learned existed last week. I'm not joking. Thank you for modeling how to treat each person you interact with like a valued member of this community. This is a team that runs on care and check-ins and support and laughter and big ideas about how Temple Sholom can make our world a better place. Working here with you has been a true gift. I want to say thank you to our kahal, to our holy community. It has been extraordinary to be part of a community where we share a deep understanding of why we are here. You all reflect so much holiness in the ways that you show up for one another, in the rides you give each other, the phone calls you make to check in on one another, the meals and drinks at Rocks and other local places where you find ways to come together, the times you go out of your way to introduce yourselves to new faces in the room. You serve Monday meals and you ask speakers brilliant questions and you come up with the greatest and most fun ideas for programming. You listen attentively to one another while managing to argue somehow both ferociously and kindly at Torah study. I've been shocked, especially over the last few months, as our world has become increasingly polarized, over the ways that many of you to continue to show up, even when you know it means learning or praying in a room with people who are incredibly politically and philosophically different than you are. You understand that there needs to be a place for everyone in our Jewish community. And by being here, you make it better for people who are like you, and you make it better for people who are different than you. You all have taught me so much about how to be a rabbi. You have been so kind to me when I've said things you disagree with, and you've been patient with me when you've asked me questions and gotten one of my least favorite rabbinic answers, which is, I actually have no idea how to answer your question. You have taught me about leadership. To the leaders of the women of Temple Sholom, you have taught me about the continued vitality of spaces that elevate women's voices. You have planned countless fabulous events. And now that you've added me to your text chain in my last week of work, I have learned that you managed to convey immense grace while also swearing like a bunch of sailors. It's not a lie. To the leaders of Chesed, I'm looking for you, here you are. You have taught me that there is real power and healing in expressing love through food, especially through baked goods, which you are immensely talented at procuring. You are so consistent and patient and caring. You have impacted so many lives through your love. To the leaders of Shalem, you have refused to give up on a dream of a Jewish community that truly reflects the diversity of the Jewish people. You have brought so much joy to our community through gatherings and celebrations and phenomenal educators. To the leaders of Makom, thank you for being open to experimenting together. From book clubs to Bob Ross Shabbat, you have modeled all of the inventive ways that we can meet young Jewish people where they are. I want to say a special thank you to Jude Kamler. You are an extraordinary creator. Getting to work so closely with you and benefit from your tender thoughtfulness has been one of the greatest joys of my time here. Finally, thank you to my extraordinary clergy team. I think I've used the word extraordinary like 15 times in here, but it's all deserved. Our Mishnah famously teaches, Oselecha Rav uknelecha chaver. Make for yourself a teacher and acquire for yourself a friend. Thank you for being my teachers and my friends all rolled up into one. Each of you pours your heart and soul into this community. You have taught me so much about how to show up, how to teach, how to connect. Rabbi Gelman, you are a rabbinic tech genius and a true mensch. You have taught me about what it means to be a phenomenal greeter and host, whether you're planting yourself at the entrance of the building on Friday nights or hopping around a room, delighted in introducing people to one another. Thank you for teaching me about the art of connection. Cantor Ben David, there is nothing like watching you stare into the soul of a 14-year-old, telling him to sit down and stop talking while simultaneously conveying that you care deeply about him and are on his side. You have made so many kids feel like they have a home at this temple because you help them understand that no matter who they are or what they think, they belong here. Your voice is beyond stunning and soulful, and singing and praying with you and next to you has been an extraordinary blessing. Finally, thank you to Rabbi Conover. I came to Temple Sholom because I knew that I had to learn from you. I hope you understand that by hiring me, you have implicitly agreed to be my teacher, not just for 4 years, but for the rest of my career. Rabbi Conover, so many people are drawn to you. We are drawn to you for your over-the-top warmth, your bold spirituality, your seemingly unending energy and care. You lead this community with the utmost integrity. You know in your heart what is right, and you know how to make it happen. Thank you for teaching me about what it means to be a leader of the Jewish people. I need to say a short thank you, even though he doesn't love the spotlight, to my extraordinary partner, David. You've supported me and this community in so many ways over the last 4 years, from cleaning up our home and our backyard after Makom events, to cooking us Shabbat dinners to eat at 9 p.m. after services, to building a life-size Barbie box for the Purim party that was far more stressful to assemble than either of us would have ever imagined, but brought a lot of people a lot of joy. Thank you, and I love you. This week's Torah portion, Bechukotai, is the last chapter of the book of Vayikra. And wouldn't you know it, that all of the rabbis were on the exact same page when we planned the service tonight, or when we didn't talk about this part, because you're about to hear the same teaching for the 3rd time. At the end of this chapter, or at the end of every chapter or book of Torah, we say the words Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. Be strong, and let us be strengthened. You have strengthened me in so many ways, Temple Sholom, and I am eternally grateful and love all of you. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
So Rabbi Singer, I don't know why you decided to sit down because we still have some ways that we want to honor you, but you can maybe just take a little rest because we have two people who couldn't wait for tonight to be able to present you with a special blessing for your voyage ahead that's based on a John O'Donohue poem. I'll say that our president of the congregation, Elizabeth Samuels, only a migraine could keep her away tonight, and she is so deeply saddened that she's not here. But we do have our immediate past president who said, please, please, can I participate on her behalf? And I said, of course. So Sherry Weil, would you come to the bema now? And she's going to be joined by Karen Lewis, who everyone, you need to know who you need to thank this evening. Thank our incredible immediate past president for her leadership, of course. And also, when you come all the way up to this where you have a microphone, Karen Lewis, who was the co-chair of the search that then resulted in getting our Rabbi Singer here at Temple Sholem. Somehow she also gave really good tips to Congregation Emmanuel, and so it goes. And so, Rabbi Singer, from all of us, but said by the two of them, to you.
Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi Singer, may the light of your soul bless your work with love and warmth of heart. May you see in what you do the beauty of your soul. May the sacredness of your work bring light and renewal to those who work with you and to those who see and receive from your work. May your work never exhaust you. May it release well springs of refreshment, inspiration, and excitement.
May this next journey find hope in your heart, approaching your new day with dreams, possibilities, and promises. May those you meet find you gracious and fulfilled. May you go into this new chapter blessed, sheltered, and protected. May your soul calm, console, and renew you. Amen.
We invite the congregation to please rise. Rabbi Singer, will you take your place where we always will remember the way in which you have emboldened and emblazoned our bema? All the way up. No, all the way up.
So I can stare into your soul.
And then the clergy can come on all the way up as well, so she's not so alone, but you don't have to go up to that top stair. And we'll invite some members of our community to join us around the bema here. So Nia Crosley, Nia, I'm going to just really give you a beautiful shout out in your partnership with Rabbi Singer in Shalem. Oh, don't think you can stand back there. Other people will join you very soon, but I'm just instead going to awkwardly speak to you for just a moment. To just say this, the way in which your partnership then has really welcomed so many people of color to our community, and for people to feel like they are not only embraced, but they are true leaders like you in our community. Thank you so much, and you're welcome for your partnership with our incredible Rabbi Singer. We also will invite Rabban Ashbaugh to join you here, and Merritt and Haley Sosnoff, Pam Bondi, Joan Field, Cindy Bergstein, Amy Kleinman, Paula Pergament, Kevin Miner, Nathan Lamp. You can just all keep coming right around here. Lily Kornblum, Lily Ginsburg, Judah Ginsburg, Debbie Levinson, Jeff Fairman, all of the staff who are here, and I see you. I might not be all the way up there, but I see that you're here. Come forward. By the way, also, Well, we'll keep going with the members of the board who are here this evening and all of our past presidents. If you would come, just make a beautiful, like a rainbow right here, right around our bima here, as we all have the true honor and gift of bestowing the threefold benediction on our beloved Rabbi Singer. We can put down our prayer books if you happen to be holding them now, and put our hands up in prayer and blessing. May God continue to bless you and protect you.
May God's light continue to shine upon you, leading you in good places, and may God be gracious to you.
May you always feel lifted by a divine presence, that presence that you shower on all of us, showing us just how loved we are. May that presence always bring you peace.
Friends, we are going to have a seat for a moment. On page 570, we get to do one of the most special and easiest mitzvot that we've done maybe all day. And that is counting of the Omer, counting of those days between Pesach, of Passover, and Shavuot, leading us from finding freedom all the way till we marched in the desert and arrived at Mount Sinai. So we count those days on page 570 with Cantor Ben David.
הנני מוכן ומזומן, הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת, מצוות עשה של ספירת האומר, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, השם קדישנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת האומר. היום 39 יום שהם 5 שבועות ו4 ימים לעומר.
Today is the 39th day, which is 5 weeks and 4 days of the Omer. 10 days left. Amen. Friends, I just had you sit down, and we're going to rise back up for Aleinu L'Shabeach on page 586 at the bottom.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We may be seated. We have a few quick announcements of some things coming up. This Monday, Women of Temple Sholom, June 3rd at 7 p.m. is having its Let's Say Cheese Shavuot event, coming together for a guided journey of cheese, just in time for Shavuot, which of course is a holiday celebrated by dairy meals. And so we're looking to have great mocktails and map out delicious cheese boards. Additionally, we're asking registrants to bring a donation of diapers, wipes, menstrual care items for Nourishing Hope, formerly known as Lakeview Pantry. Then on Wednesday, June 5th, if you are grieving the death of a loved one, especially in the past year, we invite you to join for a 7 p.m. Great. At 7 p.m. online. Join us for a heartfelt evening of healing and support with music, poems, and reflections of grief. This is put on by JCFS, the Jewish Child and Family Services, and they have so graciously invited our own Cantor Ben David to be the clergy professional, bringing in that music and those reflections for that evening. On Thursday, June 6th at 11 a.m. is our regular Mini Solomon Book Club, which is reading the book Susan, Linda, Nina, and Cookie by Lisa Napoli. And finally, two things coming up for Pride Shabbat, for Pride Month. So next week, we're going to come right back together, all of us right here back together, June 7th, 6:15, just as we always are, for our congregational Pride Shabbat. It's going to be led by Or Chadash. We're going to celebrate our LGBTQ plus community with a festive oneg featuring cakes from Genevieve's Bakery, a trans and Filipina-owned business right here in Lakeview. And then you can join Or Chadash by heading to a Chicago Red Stars game. The Chicago Red Stars are actually playing at Wrigley Field on June 8th. So you'll join us here on Friday night, June 7th. Then you'll head to Wrigley with all of us on June 8th to celebrate Pride Month together. Should be spectacular. There's little segue here, but we are going to turn our thoughts to those who we wish were here to celebrate with us, to celebrate as we celebrate this community, as we celebrate Pride Month, as we celebrate so much. There are people we wish were with us celebrating. On this Shabbat, Temple Sholom is thinking about Barbara Bernstein and the yard sites of Edith Amend, Sanford Sandy Bank, Jerry Baskind, Linda Battleman, Rosalind Biskind, Evelyn Bloomfeld, Nathan Blumenthal, Jean Charney, Simon Cherkasky, Donna Chorney, Bernice Cohen, Harold Kreitz, Mark Booma Fintel, Jerome Frankel, Stephen Glassman, Robert Goldsmith, Bonnie Levitt Harris, Leonard Henschel, Reuben Jacobson, Esther Kugel, Esther Levitt, M. Jack Lefkowitz, Morton Bennett Levin, Lawrence Lewis, Samuel A. Lichter, Herman Linker, Evelyn Litwin, Sarah Maurer, Andrea Meister Levin, Jacob Neuschatz, Dennis Newton, Nancy Cohen Novak, Reba Akeret, Dr. Evelyn Perloff, Robert Postelnick, Anne Primack, Jean Rappaport, Louis Reitzas, Lee Robinson, Carolyn Schlossberg, Jack Schulman, Blanche Siegel, Etta Stoll, Louis Supera, Florence Warty, and Brent Willage. If we have any names to add to our list of memory, I invite you to share them aloud. For them and because of them, we turn to page 598 and together rise for the words of Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon, u'chayei b'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv imru. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, V'chaim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael. Imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Uyaseh shalom. Alenu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
V'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Uyaseh shalom. Alenu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru.
Amen. We may be seated as I invite Debbie Levinson and Jeff Feyerman, our leaders of Chesed, to
hang out up here for just a moment. You're my closers. All right? Go hang and sit up there. Not yet.
We'll come over here with the microphones.
Wait on those chairs there for just a moment. Would everybody please turn to page 625?
Do you think we can invite the?
Oh, I think so.
Please.
Let's invite our.
You don't have the name
beautiful
Rabbi Singer, and by the way, highly unfair that you got that last name and I didn't. But
can we also invite David?
Shira Singer would have been redundant.
Rabbi Singer and David actually have deep appreciation of music and extremely eclectic knowledge of music. David, you know groups that I've never heard of. You've gone to amazing concerts, but the one that ties us together is when Rabbi Singer announced once that you at one point were, what was it again? The number?
I think I was in the top 0.05% of Paul Simon listeners on Spotify.
Dear?
Yes.
That goes on. Was that on the resume for Emmanuel?
I think that's
what sealed it. That's why we lost you over that. Okay, so here we go. Get on up here. Whew! I hope we can make this happen. Okay, 625. Here we go. Adon olam asher malach v'terem kol yitzir nivra li'et nasa v'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kichlot hakol adon
Again. V'hu yeh b'tifara. All right, now you got the idea. Here we go. V'hu echad v'ein sheni. Laham shelo lahachmira. B'li reshit, b'li tachlit. V'lo ha'oz v'ha'misra. V'hu eli. V'chai go'ali. V'tzor chavli. V'yetzara. V'hu nisi. Umanosli. Menakosi b'yom ekra. Menakosi b'yom ekra. B'yado afkid ruchi b'eti sha'ira. V'im ruchi gaviyati Adonai li v'lo ira. B'yado afkid ruchi v'eti shan v'yaira. V'im ruchi gaviyati Adonai li v'lo ira. It's the best line. Adonai li v'lo ira. Shabbat shalom. Esher koach. We love you. All right, now we're ready because what awaits you on the other side of this wall is beyond the beyond. Would you take us there by saying Motzi with these beautiful chalots?
Gotta unwrap it. Right, it's okay.
You have to show them, just beautiful.
Oh, this is one of them.
Ooh.
Woo!
Yeah. So I just want to say, Rabbi Singer, when I made these challahs, I made them specifically for you. There are two of them. And I know it's tradition for people to have two, for Jews to have two, to remember the double portion of manna in the desert. But I made two for different reasons. I made two because I was blessed to be able to work with you in two ways, through the Chesed Circle and through the Women of Temple Shalom. And I also made two because you, I always describe you as a young person with an old soul, that you have as much wisdom as somebody twice your age. Also in the challah there is zested orange, and everybody knows the urban legend about why there's an orange on the Seder table, that there's as likely to be a woman on the bima as an orange on the Seder table, but you have been a really extraordinary, in your own words, extraordinary rabbi for us on the bima. And thirdly, there's a pinch of saffron in here, because during COVID, some of you I know participated in this. Rabbi Singer offered a variety of cooking lessons to get us out of our isolation and to do something that was really fragrant and wonderful. And one of the things we made was Persian rice. I'm still working on the crispy part of Persian rice, but it uses saffron, and so the challah has saffron as well. Okay. These are for you. So, are we ready?
Are we ready?
We are ready. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.